Okay, I know it's pitch black, so you cannot see me. It is the next morning. Whew. Last night was so cold. I was very wet when I got, into the evening, and it got down to freezing, and I just had to stop and throw up my tent at the only, the flattest, just closest place I could, and just get everything off and jump into my sleeping bag. And I spent all night kind of trying to dry things little by little, transferring them in and out of my sleeping bag, and maybe got 3 to 4 hours of sleep. Is just a little bit miserable, but the new day. Um, the rain chances today have minimized, so it looks like even though there was supposed to be rain today and tomorrow, it looks like that's gone way down. So I'm hoping that holds. Still supposed to be quite cold. Uh, the I know that the clouds dissipated at some point last night because it got bright, meaning that the moon was out. And so I'm hoping that they're not, they're, it's not going to be cloudy and rainy today. Anyway, I got a lot to do, and things are still a little damp, so I'm just going to have to eat and then jump up and get everything together as fast as I can and just start running so I can stay warm. Not sure I'll be able to video a lot until it gets warmer later today. We'll see. Okay, here's my little impromptu tent site last night. I gotta get moving. Trail is right up there. All right. I'm coming up on a forest road here, and it looks like there's a water cache, but well, I sure didn't see anything about that. It would have saved me from carrying massive amount of water that I'm carrying this whole time. But hey, that's fantastic that someone's doing it. Right on. All right, well, anyway, there we go. Lots of water for those who need it. Well, it's warmed up tremendously. It's about 39 degrees now. But it actually feels great because I've been moving really fast to stay heated up. So it feels nice. There's no real breeze or anything, which was great for this situation. And here in about 3/4 of a mile, I think I will formally enter Crater Lake National Park or National Forest or whatever from the north here at Highway 138. And for weeks and weeks, the trail was closed from Highway 138 north. So all this bit I've been hiking right here was closed as well. But it's been open now for a while, so luckily I was able to do these extra, oh gosh, I don't know what it is, maybe around 20 miles, something like that. So fantastic. All right, long day ahead of me. I kind of decided, because of how cold it's been and everything, I really want to get through here today. So I'm going to do my best. I know the rim trail is tough, so I'm not sure I can do this whole thing in a day, but I'm going to try my very best and see if I can't get a hitch out of here towards Ashland tonight. And if not, well, then back to plan A. Well, that California border sign probably didn't mean much to you. Actually, it doesn't mean much to me right now because I've already done all that stuff going north. So, I'll just hitchhike down close to the border and keep trucking. But the reason it was kind of cool in that instant is, on the Appalachian Trail, there were always signs saying, this town or this border, this many miles ahead. And it was really cool to kind of see and just help you kind of keep track of where you were. Hey, look at this. Highway 138. All right, looks like this is my trail right over here. So anyway, out on the PCT, you very rarely see signs like that. Entering Crater Lake National Park. And, you know, so it's cool when you do. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Well, I have not seen any people out here at all in these 2 days until just a minute ago. Some folks were coming towards me going north, and they were not wearing backpacks or anything. They are. That's because I'm getting close to the park. And so they're just out hiking from the park. And I kind of expected that. You know, at this time of year, there should not be any other PCT hikers going north. You know, they don't have a prayer of getting through all of Oregon and Washington before it snows. So they're long gone. And there could be some southbounders, but not many probably. And of course, you know, rolling the same direction, hiking similar speeds. You know, you never see anybody all day long, even though they might be just a mile or two ahead or behind you. But anyway, so my first humans in 2 days. All right, another milestone reached here in this section. So, of course, normally the Pacific Crest Trail goes that way, but it's been under fire closure for 2 months, so the Rim Trail will take us to the same place, and the Pacific Crest Trail circles around and actually connects with the Rim Trail way down here several miles, 14 miles, something like that, 12 miles maybe. Anyway, so I've got to do at least 10 miles to get to the next water, but I'd like to finish this thing up and get out of here today. But man, I am really feeling my lack of sleep from last night, so I am super tired, not sure if I'm going to be able to hang through this for the whole day, but I'll give it my best shot. Well, you can see I'm getting close to people. I've been on this trail now for 3-ish miles, and I'm finally approaching Crater Lake, I believe anyway. And of course you can see the trail in front of me, see all the cars up there in the parking lot. I suspect that the next 6.5 miles or so to the visitor center are going to be a lot of this, where I'm up walking around the rim, and there's a whole lot of tourists also just walking, that little tiny section I am in, for a few hundred feet or something, taking pictures, and then I'll keep on going and I'll come to another lookout where there'll be a whole bunch more people. So I may not be videoing and talking a ton, but I'll flip the video on and show some images as they come up. All right, this is my very first view walking onto the trail. Now, for sake of getting done with this thing, unfortunately, I'm not going to just keep videoing all the way across. I got to get this done. But I will eventually make my way all the way over to that side, because that's the only side I've ever seen that way, looking at the island. So anyway, I'll be doing a lot all the way up there. I know, I said I wasn't going to video the whole time. I can't help myself. Well, I'm realizing that the trail follows the lake as best it can based on the terrain, but the road goes off in different directions sometimes. So there are some big chunks like this where it's just me and everything out here. And then I can actually see way up ahead a little bit of the road, so I think I'm going to curve back out and I'll probably catch a bunch more people here soon. Lots of tourists here today. Alright, I'm doing another drive-by of the lake, this time with no tourists in sight. And you can tell from quite a different angle. My very first shot before was, oh gosh, is somewhere right over in that area, way over there. I was talking to that gentleman in the purple jacket back there that was getting in the car. His name is Pong, and he is a super nice guy. Just retired last year, and just asking me all about the trail, all the stuff people always ask, you know, how can you afford to do it, and you know, are you retired, and you know, the logistics of the whole thing. Oh my gosh, I just realized I have this super steep climb, so I'm gonna stop talking. But anyway, it was great to talk to Pong. Oh, there he goes. I'm getting real close. Well, I made it to Crater Lake Village here, and I had a quick dinner, just a sandwich, a drink, Coke, and now I'm heading out. I've got another 4 miles south to do to finish this bit up and get to Highway 62, and then I'm gonna try my hand at hitching, but I don't know, I'm not feeling too good about that, so I don't know. There's some chance I might end up just having to tent somewhere down here and then start trying to hitch in the morning. I'm really frustrated because you know, I put out a request on Facebook on these Trail Angel pages that everybody uses all the time. One for Southern Oregon, one for Central Oregon. And I don't know, man. All the people that posted shortly before me all got lots of comments and offers and whatever, and all the people that posted after me did, and I got not a single response. So I don't know, maybe my picture looked like menacing. But anyway, I'm just hitching's what I'm gonna have to do, I think. So anyway, I'm gonna get hiking another 4 miles and we'll see what happens. Well, I have some funny and frustrating news. So when I got to that junction today, and I said that the PCT was closed around Crater Lake, has been for months now, for a couple months at least. I checked, I've been checking constantly. I checked last night, the last time that I had a signal, and it was closed. Well, when I got to Mazama Village, I got on the internet and I checked, And it is reopened as of 9:25 this morning. So by the time I got there, I could have hiked the PCT instead of hiking the rim trail. But I had no way of knowing. Couldn't, didn't have a signal out in the wild, so only the night before when I was way up on a peak. So anyway, whatever. The trail's open. All right. Well, I did not get a hitch to Ashland. I didn't really expect to. It's fairly late, and yeah, I couldn't really get all the way out to the highway that I need to be on. It's hard to explain, but basically because if I'm out there, then there's nowhere to tent, and it was starting to get a little bit darkish and cold, and I didn't want to walk a couple miles out and then not having a place to go. So anyway, I tried out on this road out here for 15-20 minutes, and then I just came back here in the trees, set up my tent. So I get a good night's sleep, which I need to make up for last night. And then I'll get up at a decent time tomorrow, not too crazy early, and then I'll walk out to the main highway, and I'll just hang out there until I can get something. And I may have to do it in stages, just get a little ways and then try and get a little further and a little further. But hopefully I'll make it where I need to be by tomorrow night. We'll see how it all works out. Well, I'm gonna just lay here and try to go to sleep early. Good night. Good morning. Here's my little tent spot from last night. As you can see, we got a little bit of rain, but nothing too major. And it's all stopped right now. So, the moment of truth. I'm going to head out to the road, hike out just a little ways, and see if I can't get some morning traffic to take me where I need to be. I've got quite a ways to go. It's a couple hour drive away, so might be multiple hitches to get there, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Well, I've only been out here for about 20 minutes. And I am trying to go towards Medford anyway. So that is that way. And not one single car has gone that way. A few cars have come from that way. A lot of cars have come from that way. They're all going into Crater Lake. A few cars have left Crater Lake. They're all going that way. So, I have no idea what the traffic pattern's like. I know Medford's a huge, big city. A lot of smaller stuff that way. But anyway, we'll see what happens. All right, I am in Medford, Oregon. And that lady in that white car that just went by, just rolled up her window at the intersection when I walked by. She looked straight at me and just turned her eyes ahead and rolled her window up. I can understand. All right, so I'm going up here to I-5 South to try to hitch, hopefully my final hitch, down to Callahan's Lodge, which is about 26 miles south of here, directly on I-5. Just to see, or just to get to on the PCT. It's right there by the lodge. And so here's what my day has looked like so far to get to this point. I finally got a hitch this morning at Crater Lake. A guy from the Forest Service named Tony was on his way to work, 75-mile commute one way every day. He picked me up, took me to the little town of Prospect, which is on the way. And he took me into the town to the gas station because he thought that might be the best spot to find in my next ride. But I found nobody there. But I did meet a guy by the name of Jerry. Super nice retired guy who's raising his grandson. And boy, we had a good talk. Just such a nice guy, such a neat guy. And he actually took me back out to the highway because I wasn't finding a ride in town. And then after being out there for 15 minutes, having 10 people pass or something, a guy named Patrick pulled over and got me. And he's heading off to the West Coast for vacation, but he stopped and grabbed me and dropped me on the way here in Medford. Now I'm at I-5 and I just need to head 26 miles south. So fingers crossed. All right, I've been out here for a while and I realized this is not going to work. No matter where I go, no matter where I stand, there is nowhere for people to pull over. Even if somebody wanted to pick me up, they'd have a whole bunch of cars going 50 miles an hour, crunching them in the rear end. So I've walked around here for 25 minutes, like trying to find a better place and walk, anyway, there's nowhere. So I called Mary. Mary is an Uber driver who is in the Far Out app as somebody that wants to start shuttling hikers. So I probably should ask her how much she's going to charge, but I didn't because I don't care. But she's coming to pick me up at the In-N-Out Burger that's right here in front of me. And then we'll be on our way. So that's a much better option. Woohoo! All right, Mary let me off here and I'm ready to get going on the trail. Here we go. It is about 12:30. So I started this morning around maybe, I don't know, 8 o'clock, just about 7:45. So that's not too bad. It was like 160 miles or something I had to go. So to make it here in, 4 hours or whatever, 3 hitches and an Uber. Now I'm back on trail rolling. Well, I have not seen one of these in quite a while. I'm really close to the interstate. There's 2 of them too. You see the one behind? Oh, there's the 3rd one. There's probably more. Oh, a little buck. Anyway, I'm pretty close to the interstate. I probably would have been hiking 10 or 15 minutes. They don't want to get off the trail. They like the trail. There they go. Oh, cool. Well, it's just about 62 miles to Sayed Valley, which is a little town where I will resupply next. And hopefully it should work out just about right. It's right on the trail. So you literally walk right through the town. Grocery store's right there and you just pull in. So I've got enough food to get me there. And since I got here early enough today, able to start around 12:30, I should be able to get enough miles, I'm hoping. If I can get, over 10 today, that I can do, 25-ish tomorrow, 25-ish the next day, and that'll get me in there well before 7 p.m. on the 3rd day, which is when their store closes. So hopefully I can just walk in and get my resupply and, probably get something to eat if they have sandwiches or something, like always. And then just get on out in the same day and keep on trucking. Well, while I had a signal in town, I checked out the weather. And, the great news is
that it's warmer here. It's around 55, 56 right now, which is great hiking weather. Although the plants are all wet, so I'm getting wet. It shouldn't get down tremendously lower than that tonight. You know, maybe in the high 40s or something, which will be substantially warmer than it's been up in the Crater Lake area. Even though I'm still in Oregon, barely in southern Oregon. And the not so great news, but not horrible news, is we're almost certainly going to get rain tonight. There's a little bit of a chance starting at around 4, which I hope holds off. So I can get where I'm going and get my tent set up and everything in the dry. It looks to me like there's about a 100% chance around 6 p.m. So I would like to still be hiking by then, but if it starts raining, I'll probably choose, since it's so late in the evening at that point, to just bail and set up my tent quick and try to get in without getting things too wet. Make things a lot easier tonight and tomorrow. And then it will certainly be raining overnight, some level, off and on. And at least as of right now, they're calling for the rain to end abruptly. The rain chances at 6 a.m. and then no rain chances tomorrow. So we'll see if that holds true, but if so, I might sleep in barely late tomorrow just to miss the rain, or not, and should have a good hiking day tomorrow. Well, I just walked past a couple of cabins on this huge climb, and I knew from looking in the comments on the app I have that there's this dog that hangs around the area, a husky, and they said it's nice but intimidating. It is a big old dog, and it's got a serious look on its face. But this seems to be escorting me, and playful, just running around back and forth, crossing the trail, jumping, all sorts of things. A couple times it stopped in the middle of the trail facing me. It looks like it means business and it's not going to move, but then at the last minute, it jumps and runs away. I think he's just playing. Oh, anyway, well, got a lot more climbing left. Well, I think you must know where the Rogue River Forest is, because he's just dropped off behind me as we've gotten here. Just escorting me through. Thanks for coming by our house. Now get off into the Rogue River Forest, please. I'm out of the what I've been hiking in most of the day, which is first of all uphill, and second of all a little bit smaller growth for the most part. A lot more greenery, but now I'm in this bigger, taller stuff and going downhill, and I'm almost to where I'm going to tent for the night, assuming no one else is there. I felt like I was in a race with time for the last half of the, well, I've only been out here half a day, but I guess the last quarter of the day. The last signal I got, I looked at the weather kind of knowing it was going to rain and just trying to figure out the minutia of it, and the radar showed it was coming in fast and said that it should be to Ashland, or at least where I took off from, about 6 o'clock. Maybe a 10% chance it'd be here a little bit sooner. And but the problem with that is I've been hiking, you know, I've done whatever 14 miles, and I've been hiking straight towards the storm. So, you know, it'll get to me sooner than it will where I started at today. So anyway, it's almost 5:30. I'm almost where I want to be. And when I was out in the clearing just a bit ago, you could see the rain. It was raining good, some dark clouds and stuff. So I know it's coming. Just got to get where I'm supposed to be, get the tent set up quick and hop inside, and then be able to stay nice and dry all night long. And I tell you, it definitely got colder than it was earlier. But my hope is that it'll stay, 5 degrees at least, maybe even 10 degrees warmer here than it was around Crater Lake, because then I'll be a happy camper. All right, let me see if I can find this place. It should be close. All right, I'm all set up, ready to have some dinner, and it is just barely sprinkling. Can't even really see it, but I can barely feel it. A little bit. So, perfect. Jump in, and it's getting pretty cold. It's down to about 40, so it's going to be another chilly night.